Hi, and welcome to our podcast, Learning Leading Now, where we talk all things education at Mobile County Public Schools. I'm your host, Sally Erickson. I am the Community Engagement Specialist in the Office of Communication, and I'm joined by my coworker.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Dunn. I'm the Communications Assistant in the Office of Communication, and we have a fabulous guest here with us today.
Yes, we can call this the summer edition of Learning Leading Now, because our guest is Kim Carmody, and she is the Senior Director of the Parks and Recreation Department. And she does all kinds of fantastic programming throughout the year, but we thought it'd be fun to have Kim with us today just to talk about all the great things you can do to keep your kids busy this summer.
Absolutely.
But the first thing I thought would be fun to talk about is maybe some of our favorite summer memories, because summer is such a special time, and I think we all have these ideal visions of really special memories, time with family. And I'll go first. Mine was just going to the pool.
Yes.
It seemed like when I was little that we would go to the pool almost every day.
Yeah.
And just the smell of chlorine and
Brings back
sunscreen
memories,
and
doesn't
just pleasant memories, and getting snacks and just making up games, diving to the bottom, all of that. That's my summer.
I love it. We every year would go to the library, and we would get to pick out some books from the library, and that was fun because we would get our library card and you'd pick out your books, and sometimes while we were there would be activities going on, so we'd get to do those things as well. My brother built Legos one time while we were at the library, and I made like a mosaic thing, and so that was always fun. And then every year we would go to a summer camp with our church, and so that, you're in the heat all day, swimming in the pool, playing in the lake. I mean, that was our summer, and so that was always so fun. So what about you? What just a fun summer memory?
Before I tell you about my wonderful summers, both of you guys did recreational stuff, didn't you?
Yes.
Pools,
exactly.
swimming,
Camp.
Thus where memories are created, right?
Absolutely.
Our generation didn't sit around playing video games.
They did
No.
not. They did not. Mine was also recreational. We would go down Blackwater River.
Oh, yes, I
love
that.
We would tube down Blackwater River. It was a
We
tradition.
would go tubing sometimes
Loved
as well.
it. It was so fun. It was a whole day out with the family, enjoying it, looking for whatever critters were out there, and and being cold. It was always cold, but it was nice.
And
We
you
loved
survived.
it. I survived,
You survived.
it. What an amazing thing. But summertime is family time, and a lot of times you go to parks.
Yeah.
Well, and I think you bring up a really good point. This generation doesn't always get the opportunity to go out and enjoy nature, the way we did.
Oh, yeah.
It's complicated, especially when both parents work.
Yeah.
So, Kim, maybe you can tell us a little bit just out of the gate about just a few of the great things going on this summer that will keep your kids busy beyond just summer camps, because I do think that a lot of parents out there don't realize about all the different programs that are offered by the city's Parks and Recreation
There's
Department.
a lot of programmed activities, but I want to push, too, that we also have parks.
Yes.
If
Just our parks.
We have lots. We have 101 parks and green spaces, so that's a lot of parks in Mobile, right?
That is a lot.
Whether it has playgrounds and splash pads, we have
that's big.
we have 8 splash pads that are out there in each of the communities, and they open up about 10 o'clock and close at sundown. I mean, and it's free. Why not,
Yes.
right? I was out at Medal of Honor today. Beautiful splash pad, and it was packed. It was
I didn't even
great.
know they had a splash pad.
Yeah.
I take the kids all the time. They love, because what they'll do, they'll go play on the splash pad and then get on the
playground is right next
and then
door
go
to
back.
it. I mean, it's a perfect pairing because
Yes.
you can do is almost a whole day adventure. Same thing
Yes.
over at Tricentennial.
Yes.
We have a splash pad and a playground, and then we also have an adult fitness area. So,
Oh, wow.
So you can actually go to the splash pad, play on the new playground, do the adult fitness. I mean, it's a great
Yes.
combination. Those are a bunch of our destination. But yeah, we have 8 splash pads and 1 that will be open midsummer. So yeah.
Well, can you talk about a little bit about where those splash pads are for some of our parents that may be listening, and so they can try out a new splash pad or not
Yes.
even realize that they have one close to them?
They do. Baumhauer Randall is
Okay.
one that we opened up last year. fantastic splash pad. It's in a baseball. You can go in, and the push button is actually like a little baseball to turn it on. And then there's
So
these buckets
fun.
that dump, and it's
Yes.
absolutely fantastic.
Wow.
We got Tricentennial Park, which is Fred Richardson Tricentennial Park, which has
Yes.
a huge splash pad. And then, of course, Medal of Honor, the queen of all of our splash pads.
Yes.
Yes. Taylor Park has a small splash pad, but you have to be in the pool. It's part of the pool
Yes.
package. I'm going to draw a blank. We've got one at Sullivan. It's
Wow.
toward the back of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are Seals. Has everybody been to Seals or Texas Street?
Yes.
Yeah.
They have that one there, which is another because it's right next to the pickleball courts, the
Yes.
playground, so you can have enough for
Activities for
everybody.
the whole family.
And so they usually open about 9, 10 o'clock. You push the little button, it comes on, and you just get wet.
Yes.
It's great. Parents can sit there and relax, or they can join their children in getting wet themselves. So it's a good
And
win-win.
in this heat, we
Oh,
just
it's
want to
perfect.
get wet.
That's all
And
we
you
want.
don't have to know to swim. I mean, you can
Yes.
just go out there and enjoy it. We get a lot of daycares that come out during the summer,
Oh, that's
too.
perfect.
Just kind of cool off. Yeah, it's fun. They're good. And then we have 2 that are coming online. One is at Lawn,
Okay.
and that will be the midsummer one. And then Crawford Murphy will have one that opens up in September.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh,
that one's near my house.
yeah,
so
that's a big one. That's going to be a big one.
Yes.
All right, but
That's exciting.
since this podcast likes to delve into educational aspects, I did think it would be great to talk about all of the educational programs you've got for teens. Now, I know we have great things going on for teens throughout the year, but you were mentioning some of the college tours going on and the teen Breakthrough Teens program. So let's talk a little bit about that.
We have a wonderful teen program, and most cities aren't fortunate. We are very, very fortunate to have a teen program. It's really hard to reach that demographic.
It is.
So we have a teen board, and that's the Breakthrough Teens. That's part of it. They actually create programs throughout the year, whether it be like fifth quarter, which is after a football game, because 4 quarters in a football game. The fifth quarter is
Yes.
where they can gather and socialize and drink soda and eat snacks.
Yes.
So we do that throughout the year. They do cooking classes. They do college tours. Matter of fact, I was mentioning we have a group now on a college tour of Troy. So they're
Wow.
going up to Troy. They've got Auburn. They've been out to New Orleans. Of course, the local universities as well. So they're giving the kids a taste of college life.
Yeah.
But college isn't for everyone, right? So we also do a program where we bring in the trades. They'll come in and talk to the kids about different trades, different apprenticeships. So if you're not into college, then there's other options out there. So we try to fit everything into the teen spectrum. And what's great is the teens that are on our teen board actually create these events. We had a health fair where they brought in doctors and the
Wow.
medical profession to talk to the kids about, if they're interested in that. I think we had like 500 people that showed up. It was
Oh, wow.
amazing. And then our Yes program is our summer employment program. We hired 80 kids.
Oh, wow.
They are working all over the city, learning a trade, a skill. They kind of we pair them with employers actually apply. Once we select the employer, we vet them. And then the children or the teens actually select what they want to learn. So we want to make sure they're not, 'cause sometimes internships are not the greatest, right?
Yeah.
I was an intern and they're like, okay, you're going to stand at the door for the next 8 hours, right?
Oh,
Well, we
wow.
don't want that to happen. We want them, if they
No,
want to go
yeah.
into something that's clerical or technical, or so some of them want to be lawyers or doctors, we try to pair them what their interest is. So
Right.
it is amazing. They go through a little bit of training. We work with the employers or our partners, and so far this is our 3rd year where it's been with Parks and Recreation, but it's amazing.
That's so
It's
great.
amazing.
Wonderful. And I
Wow.
actually think our intern last summer, her name was Brooke. I think she is
She a yes
helping on your teen board to help
oh,
plan
good.
Yes.
some of these things.
Now we're recruiting again because most of
Yes.
our teens this year that are on the board are aging out there.
Yes, and I think that's what she did last year
Yeah.
because she
I think so,
served
yeah.
a little bit and then aged out. But yes.
So if you know any teens that
We
are
might be able
interested,
to connect you with a few.
Yes.
Please.
Well, where do they go if they are interested?
they actually go to our Sage office, or they can give us a call or go on our website or email us. You can email me at kim.carmody, CARMODY, at cityofmobile.org. Yeah.
So they can apply to be
Yes.
on this board.
Yes, they can.
Oh, that's so
Awesome.
great.
Because we'll select 17 within the city
Wow.
that want to be on the board, and then they'll create everything that they're going to do for the next 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
It's amazing.
But that gives them a voice, and
Yes.
they can really connect to things that they're interested in and connect some of the other teens in the area as well.
I will
love
tell you, one
that.
of my favorite thing they did last year was a fashion show.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. You know, they had the runway, they got sponsors that would, give them the outfits. I mean, it was fabulous. And it went off, they had the music, the whole 9 yards. And then, of course, they were the models.
Oh, I love
that.
that.
was that was amazing. That was pretty amazing. Yeah.
Well, those are all careers. you
Oh,
know?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
All right. Well, it's wonderful to know that there are so many things going on for teens that the city promotes, and that most of them are either entirely free or very low cost.
That is correct. Most of we are supported by City Council and the Mayor's Office, and so a lot of our programs are free because we want everyone to enjoy recreation.
Absolutely.
We don't want there to be a barrier there. So when you make it free or a very reduced cost, then everybody can come and join us.
Yes.
And it's, as we keep saying, it's so much better than just having your teen sitting around in front of her laptop or her
Or cell
iPad
phone.
all day
Or
long,
my
or
son,
on her
yeah,
phone.
Yeah, mine just like, no, dude, you need to get out there and
Yeah.
enjoy
Yes,
life.
absolutely. Well, we've talked a little bit about what teens can do. What are some of those options that are available for the younger students that we have as
we
well?
have so much.
I know.
Let me begin.
Yes, please
Let's
do.
start with swimming lessons.
Okay.
I think that's always a
Oh,
big question,
yes.
right?
We have
Very
swimming
important.
lessons, and we started our swimming program last year. It had taken a hiatus for about 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
As you know, swimming lessons actually requires a WSI, lifeguards, that kind of stuff. So they're very hard to come by here in Mobile, which is interesting because Mobile is surrounded by water,
By water.
and we have so much water
Absolutely.
in Mobile, right?
Yeah.
So we have WSIs, and they teach at. We have a huge program over at Hope, Hillsdale, Dotch, and Taylor. We offer swim lessons, and for the babies, I want to call them the tots. We had a huge outpouring last year that they wanted their 3-year-olds to learn to swim, and I think that's
Wow.
fantastic.
Absolutely.
Because, a 3-year-old, I used to teach swimming lessons in my younger years. Those younger ones, if they fall into a pool, they need to learn how to get out of the pool, right?
Yes.
And it's a matter of, and also hanging onto the edge of the pool and how to get yourself out. So a lot of that will be going on with those little bitty babies.
Yeah.
If you're in our summer camp program, you get free swim lessons throughout the year.
Wow.
So everybody that's part of our program will go to swim lessons, just because we want swimmers here in Mobile.
Yes.
We want safety.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, we have swim lessons that you can sign up for. They're $25 for a session. And you come in, we teach you to swim, and you go out and you join our swim team that we want to develop. So,
Oh, yes.
yeah. So we're
Fantastic.
looking for, swim lessons is great. And then we also have some stuff for adults. We are offering adult swim lessons. Those are a little bit more private. And then we have a fitness class if you want to go and do some water size
Oh,
or
I
aqua
love
size
that.
out there. Yes.
Well, what about some of the dance programs that y'all have, cheerleading, things like that? I know that that's more of a football thing, I guess.
Well, yeah, but we have a spirit team.
Oh.
So it's not cheerleaders or spirit team. And they are so adorable. Oh my goodness, they're amazing. And so they come in throughout the summer, and they learn cheers and the little moves that go along with it. But what's really neat too is part of our dance or gymnastic program. Are y'all aware we have a gymnastic program?
I was not aware.
Yeah. Do you know Medal of Honor, the water tower?
Yes.
That's what the gymnastic program is.
Okay.
Really?
My daughter took there.
Yes. Isn't it amazing?
Yes. And she loved it.
Oh, they
It's so
learn
fun.
tumbling and flips
Yes.
and oh my goodness, that's things I can't even do. Cartwheels,
Yes.
depending on their age, and we have a really good team over there that
Yes.
personalizes the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So we can take them as young as 3 or 4, and then up to
Yes.
if you want to be 20 and we can take you too.
Okay.
So my body doesn't move like that, but we do have, like I said, a very talented group of people over there that teach that.
That's
So
exciting.
they learn all sorts of stuff that.
Yes.
And what about flag football? Isn't
We
that
do
starting?
flag football. We're actually partnering with a couple of agencies to do women's flag football
Okay.
or girls flag football, and that
Yes.
seems to be a hit. We have 3 or 4 teams
Yes.
that are playing, and then of course we have our own flag football for mostly it's males, which is great, but it's a little bit safer. It gives you with flag football versus like tackle, because tackle's pretty big. We've chosen not to do tackle,
Yeah.
Concussions and things like
Yeah.
that. The latest scientific information that's come out.
Yes.
So the flag football, they actually learn the plays, they learn how to handle the ball, they learn the dynamics of football versus just tackle them to the ground and get up and move on kind
Yeah.
of thing.
And I also saw kickball when I was researching for this, and that
too.
really caught my attention.
It's kind of like going retro, right?
I love kickball.
Oh,
That's the thing you play with your family. You go out in the yard, you get a ball, and you just kick it around.
I played kickball all summer. when I was
Yes.
little. All you need is a ball.
Yeah.
And bases or whatever you put down for a base.
A
right?
shovel, a bucket, whatever you can find.
It could be a tree limb.
Yes.
But no, so we do the kickball, and it's fun. It's not as competitive as some of our traditional sports. And you usually play kickball like in elementary school and things of that nature. We even get some adult leagues going too.
Yeah.
So it's just fun, and they learn how to share.
Yeah.
That's always good. How to
Yeah.
take turns. It's not your turn to kick; it's my turn to kick.
Yes.
And working together as a team, which I think is important in all sports.
I think, yes, it's an educational activity.
Yes, it is. It truly is.
I think
So
what's
how to
great
get along in the world.
Yes. I think what's great about all the programs that you're mentioning is that it's just keeping our kids active.
Yes.
And that's so important because, one day they might be sitting at a desk, but they still have to learn how to choose to be active in their everyday life because you stop moving your body and it stops moving for you.
Oh yeah. Well, and the thing is, when you're young, if you learn these traits, right? You learn whether it be sports or fitness, all of it's fitness and health, and so you learn the value of just keeping your body in
Yeah.
tune, right?
Building healthy habits.
Thank you very much. That is
Yes.
exactly what it is. And when you play a sport, whether it's the recreational type of sport or if it's more the competitive travel type of sports, you learn different things. But overall, you learn the teamwork, right?
Yeah.
You learn how to, I say conflict management because that is
Yeah.
huge.
It really
Have
is.
you been to some of these games? And I think
Oh,
the parents
yes.
should be playing sometimes.
My son plays baseball, and you want to see some parents get
It
involved.
can get a little aggressive, yeah.
It can.
That part is a little scary, yes.
It can.
But it teaches a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't think about it because we're all focused on just the if you're playing baseball, get to first base, second base,
Yes.
get the run.
Yeah.
You learn to lose. Not everyone wins, and
No.
so
Right.
you need to learn to be a graceful loser because you're not
Yes,
always
a
going to
good
get
sport,
that job,
yeah.
right? You're going to have some disappointments in life, and
Yeah.
so when you learn it earlier in sports, it's not so traumatic, and you learn those skills on how to move forward.
Exactly.
How to pick it up and move forward and brush your, it's great. Sports do a lot.
Well, and that's a lot of things that these summer camps and these summer activities help to instill as well, because we try to teach those things while they're in school, but it has to be a continuation, something that's beyond a classroom, that they're learning these life skills in
Yes.
other areas as well.
Well, and just to kind of segue into that, I know y'all have had quite a bit of programming focused on STEM concepts. So can you talk to us a little bit
Yes.
about some of the feedback you've gotten?
Oh, yes.
And maybe some of the stuff coming up.
We've done STEM, and then I've been here about 2 years, and we were evaluating it, and it was highly successful.
Yes.
And
so
it's for teenagers, right?
It's it can go up to teenagers, but most
Okay.
of it's for the younger elementary
Oh,
up to middle
wonderful.
school kind of a thing.
Fantastic.
But what it does is we do STREAM, which is science, technology, recreation, engineering, art, and math. And we've had 2 or 3 of those, and they've been a hit.
Yeah.
Because it's hands-on. Like this past weekend, we were talking about that over at Langen. We did a paddle
Yes.
kayaking.
Yeah.
And so we were like, I hope people show up, We were inundated. It was like a Disney line getting into the paddles, but we also
Wow.
showed how water testing is valuable, and they could test the water of the lake itself, right? They had to do a plant identification around the plant, around the
Wow.
lake itself. And then there was this, excuse me, but there was this little spinner thing that was looking at the acidity, that they could go and test the acidity of the water. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And we had several partners that came out. They talked about it. We had our Jen Green, who's the project manager for the dredging project. She came out and talked about the dredging, what it takes, what it does, how this will help the environment, how it'll help the plants. It was amazing.
Yes.
So we took the science, technology, math,
Yes.
and engineering, and we added 2 more components to make it just a little bit more fun.
Yes.
Well,
and
and what a great opportunity for an educational
Yes.
event. So.
yes, and I think what makes it such a success and why it is so popular is because it is that hands-on
Yes.
learning. It's beyond just reading a textbook or listening to someone lecture. You're actively doing something
Yes.
as you're learning
Yes.
that concept.
It's that disguised learning.
Yes.
When you're having fun, you're not realizing you're learning something. Because don't you learn quicker when you're having fun?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
And so when you look at all these different components, if the child is coming out and they are, like we're going to do farming techniques or agriculture, and for one of our next ones, and so they're going to come out and they're going to do some planting. They're going to do some, it's not just paper and pen. So they're going to get their hands dirty. They're going to talk about the soil that you need. You can't plant this in this kind of soil. Where I live, it's all sandy, so it grows a lot of sea oats.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure corn's going to grow there. You know what I mean? So you talk about what produces,
Yeah.
what comes from agriculture. So, and it's not just planting. You've got animals as part of your agriculture component. So you learn all these things, and you're doing that hands-on. You're touching. So you're using all your senses as you're going about, and you never know how that's going to connect when you go back to school, right?
Yeah.
There was a song when I was young, and it was it said Phoenix, Arizona, right? Phoenix is the capital of Arizona.
Yeah.
It helped me pass a test, but I was singing a song, and that was
Yes.
what it was.
Music
Yes.
has always helped
Yes.
me learn things.
Yes.
So this
Absolutely.
event where the children will learn agriculture, when is that and where?
That is in August, and
Okay.
seals.
See, okay, great. So people can check the Parks and Recreation Facebook
They
page.
do need to pre-register. We only take a certain amount, and then we cut it off, and there's a waiting list.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's.
I would imagine so because that sounds like something
Yes.
that's very fun
Yes.
and interesting.
Well,
Even,
I can see a lot of parents wanting their.
I
kids
was
to
just
Oh,
about
yeah.
to
Oh,
say.
yeah.
Parents,
And
go
we
to
even
bed.
we had one over at over at Mardi Gras Park, and this was several weeks ago when that torrential rain came down.
Oh yes.
And we fortunately had tents, and that was on physical fitness. So we did it in conjunction with our Fitness Palooza. So the kids got to talk about muscles and watch some of a gentleman lifted a car up, right? And so he talked about his muscles that he used, and then fortunately, when the rain came down, we had the tent. Almost everyone stayed. I mean, they were having that much fun.
That's
wonderful.
wonderful. Oh, that's great. All right. What other educational opportunities are coming up that parents may not know about?
We have a music camp.
We were just talking about that.
We have a music camp, and the gentleman that teaches this is a savant. He's absolutely brilliant. We only take 10.
Oh.
So we've got a couple of spots left for that. We also have an art camp.
Oh, wow.
And we only take 10 for that one as well. That's going to be over at La Veretta. And she has designed many things for us, like for Mardi Gras. She has a Mardi Gras art day, right?
Oh,
and,
fun.
Yes.
and you actually design your own little float, and the paper mache stuff. The kids have fun.
Oh yeah.
And so, when you look at all these, you go, yeah, that's fun, but how does it relate to education? Well, music is math. When
Yeah.
you get down to it, you've got to count your beats. But you're singing and you're learning at the same time, right? Same thing with art. It is. We do paint by numbers sometimes, but that's not necessarily the educational point of it. But
You
but
learn how to follow instructions.
There
yes,
you
you
go.
do. You learn how to follow instructions and be creative. And sometimes that you need to get the creative juices to flow before you can maybe get to the science and technology stuff.
Absolutely. So, I wanted I'll let you cogitate on some other stream stuff coming up, but I wanted real quick just to mention, just because I'm an arts and music geek too, but the Make Music Day is presented not by the Parks and Recreation people, but by Mobile Arts Council. But that's another opportunity for
Yes.
creativity, and that is going to be on June 21st, and they want people just to sign up on the Arts Council website ahead of time, because they will just basically station musicians all over downtown, all kinds of different open jam sessions, open mic sessions, opportunities to drum with the African drummers. I think that'll be a fantastic opportunity
Absolutely.
for parents.
And
to
we're
have
going to
fun with
actually
their
have some kids out there doing it too.
Oh, see,
That's
there you go.
wonderful.
So that's one that I was really excited to see. And then another one, just running over a couple real quick. Loda Art Walk is coming up this Friday night, the 13th. And this is something I didn't know about until today. The Africatown Heritage House Museum in Africatown offers free admission to Mobile County residents who can prove that they are citizens of Mobile County.
Oh, that's great.
They do want you to get a ticket ahead of time because
Yes.
it's kind of a timed admission.
Yes.
But if you show them when you get there your ID or your a utility bill, you don't have to pay. And that's, pretty educational because children can learn about the history of the
It's
Clotilda.
amazing when I
Absolutely.
went, because it's next to one of our community centers, and so we do tours. After school kids and summer camp kids will go over there. Amazing what you learn, and how short the cabins were, and you're like, man, I would have to squish down. So it's kind of
Yes.
you're seeing
It's
it, feeling
eye-opening.
It truly
Yes.
is eye opening. It's
and
amazing.
it's national history, and it's right here in our backyard. I just love that. So, anyway, all right. Any other final things people need to know about great educational opportunities this summer?
Yes, and I'm going to turn to my activity guide, which everyone can get.
Yes,
Yes.
everyone. You can read it virtually, or you can pick up a copy in any recreational center, right?
In a recreation center or at our SAGE offices.
And
So-
it is a comprehensive guide, people.
And
Oh,
I'm
it
sitting
truly
here
is.
looking at it right now like, oh, I need to take my family to that and to this.
There's
Movie
so
nights,
many.
pool nights.
Yes.
Yeah, we do. We have dive-in movies that are coming up. But I wanted to bring next month is Parks and Recreation Month, July Parks, and it's a build communities and play in your community. So we have basically 31 things that are free,
Wow.
whether it be golf, whether it be tennis, whether it be art, music, and there's even suggestions on where to go to a park to learn about the environment there. So please open it up, and I mean it truly is amazing, and
Yes.
to celebrate Parks and Recreation Month with us, it would be good.
Fantastic.
And
I love that.
for
And I even
educa-
see National Hot Dog Month.
I
on here.
know, isn't that great? And then we have Parks and Recreation Professional Day, and we have basketball leagues that are going on, but it's all free. And picnic, we all need to do a picnic. So
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
National Picnic Month is the 14th. If everyone will do a picnic and send us photos, we'll post them.
Oh, how
and I
fun.
should also mention before I forget, the Environmental Studies Center, which is part of Mobile County Public Schools, is another great place to take your children during the summer and learn about the environment, learn about native plants, native animals, and it's open. Let's see. I believe its regular summer hours are just Monday through Thursday, right? I think from 8 to 4.
believe
But just check the website. That's another activity that is very low cost. I think it's a $3 admission for adults.
Oh, that's
and I
not
think
bad. That's good.
children under 2, there's no charge. So,
Yes,
it's so nice to know there's so many great things going on to keep families active and busy and having fun together. And I am very thankful that we have wonderful people like Kim Carmody working for
Yes.
us for Mobile County, and I mean for the
I
city
love
of Mobile. It's
Yeah.
a wonderful department.
But we're
and-
in the Mobile County.
Yes.
So.
and
we
part of
are.
Mobile County and doing all the great things that y'all do. So thank you for
Well,
everything.
yes.
And that is about all the time we have. So appreciate y'all listening, and tune in next time on Learning Leading Now.